rowing is pretty anonymous. So you don't get a lot of personal recognition.
There aren't any like natural born rowers. You're not born with like an innate talent for rowing like you are maybe for soccer with foot-eye coordination or something like that. It really just takes a lot of determination and a lot of commitment to be the best, and that's what I love about it.
It's not like you're the star quarterback or, Michael Jordan, where people are scurrying around, following you, taking your picture, screaming for interviews, wanting your autographs. You need some maturity, and it goes back to this whole thing about your obligation to, the other people in your boat.
You have to work together, because if you don't, then the boat won't move. If it's a win, then it's the whole boat. It's no individual person.
The kind of kid it attracts are the kids who like to work hard in a team effort, and they're not interested in personal glory. They're interested in the group doing better, and I think society in general could use a little bit more of that.
Crew, I think, is the most selfless sport I've ever played or been in, and it's like you're not rowing for yourself. You're rowing for everyone else in that boat.
You don't want to let all of them down. You want to work your hardest every time, so you're always fulfilling that for everybody else. And I mean, you're hoping everybody else is doing that for you as well, right?
If 4 or 8 swimmers had to swim in synchrony and go as fast as they could, if 4 runners or 8 runners had to run around the track and stay in step and push themselves as hard as they could, that's what rowing is. And it's just absolutely fascinating. And it's really hard to do. And kids get little glimpses of it during practice and during races. But it's magical when it happens.
When the boat comes together and it's just perfect. And I don't know if it's ever been absolutely perfect, but it's been close in some of the boats that I've been in, and that feeling is honestly unexplainable.
It just snapped like that, and we were moving really fast and really smoothly, and it was pretty much it felt amazing, and it's just I'm so glad I'm in this boat. I wish we would row together longer, and that's what it feels like on those great days.
It's when you get everyone in the boat perfectly together, and it takes a whole nother level of just smoothness and gliding on the water.
And that feeling where you all push off at the same time, and you feel that, and you feel the boat like a surge of energy and stuff, and I think that's definitely my favorite part.
The feeling is just so great that everything that you've done before, all the hard work and everything, all the bad days of just it's worth it, because that one moment.
You feel so strong, and you feel really accomplished, and you feel like every time your oar hits the water and you're moving faster and faster every time, it feels like you could just do this forever.
People kind of want to know their limits, I guess, and crew can help you find that, just because you get to learn how hard you can row, how hard you can push yourself, and that's big, I think.
I'd rowed for 3 weeks maybe, and then all of a sudden I'm thrown into the 6,000 meter race, and hardest day of my life physically ever.
It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. You're going to go for 6-7 minutes, and it's not going to be a physically pleasant experience for you.
You start to forget about the pain, and then during a race you start to think how crazy you are for doing it again and again, and I guess you just get into it.
It's basically up to you to motivate yourself to do it, and having other people with you makes it way easier, but it's a mental battle with yourself, because your hands start to hurt and your legs are stop, don't do it anymore, and you just have to push your way through.
You get into this zone where you don't think, nothing else matters for 5 minutes except going as hard as you can and pushing off your slide as hard as you can and making sure you don't die because it hurts so much.
Strength matters, and how well your boat moves together matters, but really in that last 500 it really comes down to your character and whether you're willing to commit to the girls in the boat and to your coaches more than the other boats on the race course.
And, it's fun to be intense and, be able to say, I did that for 2,000 meters.
Rowing tends to attract, for the most part, people that you kind of want to be around. And I've been very pleased, especially the last 2 or 3 years, at how mutually supportive the kids on the team have been.
It just really helps you connect, because when you're in the boat during that race, you just know that you have people that they want to do as good as you, and you just know you're a team.
You're in a boat with a great group of people, and you're really close to everybody.
It can become a very tight-knit thing.
Having other people there is it gives me something to work for.
Yeah, I guess it definitely forms a sense of unity, and yeah, we all know we go through it together, and we can always talk about it.
Really, I'm with people that I really enjoy being around, which is really important for me.
We're in the same boat.
Occasionally a double.
Yeah, usually we've been pretty close together now, in the boat, all lined up. But
Well,
that's just
never run a
because
double though.
No. Well, we can't really run.
Well, we
a double.
want to.
Oh yeah.
It's like an engine just working,
Yeah.
It's not separate people doing it. It's all just one.
It never falls apart or anything.
Yeah. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. I've really gotten to know them all a lot more.
Yeah, but now they're just tight.
Super cool guys.
I think that's kind of the best feeling in rowing, is just going farther than you thought you could at the beginning, and then this whole other horizon is kind of open to you, just kind of expanding what you thought you could do.
It's taught me that you really have to push outside your own personal boundaries.
During workouts and everything, you really have to be focused, and that's kind of hard for me. I'm really bad at being focused, but it's definitely helped me focus on what I am doing and one thing, just forget everything else.
It's kind of taught me how to, be responsible, be dedicated, not let other, not let others down, be a team player.
I'm getting better at sort of taking charge of things and looking at things more in detail than I had before.
And the opportunities that crew has given me in so many different ways, whether it be friendships, and I'm searching for colleges right now, and I'd love to continue rowing in college.
It's really helped me in how I see the world too, and how I see challenges. Mentally, if I just push myself really hard, I can go further than I thought I could.
Each time I go, so what can I do better? And I think to myself, all right, so what did I do wrong? How can I make that better? What did I do right to make sure, I'm not constantly beating down on myself? But I think everybody in rowing has the drive to do better.
Well, my dream is for a boathouse and enough boats to put kids that want to row on the water. Here we live on an island, and we're surrounded by water, and why not be on the water and use it? And rowing is a fantastic way to be a part of this special little environment we're in.
We've gone from, as I say, maybe a dozen kids without much enthusiasm and a lot of roadblocks in the way, to almost 80 kids at this point. I guess the next step in this dream is, figuring out how to get those 80 kids organized, and so that we can really make the best use of our time and do our utmost to really get them ready to have a lot of fun and achieve some of those personal goals.
I just want the kids to feel like they really had a great effort and that it was very satisfying, and that happens. I've seen that a number of times. So it's fun working with kids who are trying hard.
it's just kind of crazy that it's gone this fast and this far. And, you know, I kind of want to come back in like another 4 years and see how much it's changed then.